My hair looks awful. All right. Who's ready for some crazy news? There is some interesting shit happening. 100%. Oh, that's right. I gotta update this on Facebook too. Whoo-wee. Long day. Big day at Costco. Oof, that hurt the wallet. Yeah, I'm gonna be feeling that one for a couple of weeks. One thing will make you realize how much the economy is in the shitter. The first is going to Costco, the second is buying a house, and the third is trying to buy an engagement ring. Have you seen the prices on those things? They're fucking insane. Take my arm and a leg, why don't you? Hell, I could sell one nut for the same price of a wedding ring. Deborah Cahill, Dawn602, welcome to this live stream. I refuse to sing, but you will get a taste of my announcer voice. Son of a bitch. I pressed the wrong button. Motherfucker. Oh my god, my UI is so fucked now. Oh, thank God. Okay. It kind of, sort of, mostly went back to normal. Still gotta make some adjustments here. One of these days, I'm gonna find out a much faster way to do it. And I say it every stream. But it's not gonna be this one. Who's feeling what? I'm lost. It's okay, Dawn. So am I. I am also lost. Lost in your eyes, Dawn. I'm lost in your eyes. They're just so beautiful. If you don't know what I'm saying, it's okay. I don't either. I'm just fluffing. I'm filling time. You know what that's what they call it in the big times on air. They're filling time. I'd like to fill you up. YMCA, why? Because I'm gay all the way, 100,000%. Hey, good for you, Don. I respect you for being honest about your homosexuality. Joe Purcell, welcome. So Melat Kiros won in Denver, Colorado. My past place of residence. Awesome to see that they won. Another socialist climbs the ladder. This is going to be very cool. And then her primary opponent, Diana Degette, I guess her name is, had an absolute amazing public meltdown, full Karen moment looking for a manager. So we'll get started right away.
I want to tell you something about why this campaign matters, because it matters for what comes next. When I wrote a letter defending students' rights to protest the genocide in Gaza, my law firm told me, take it down or you're fired.
So I didn't know this about her, but this is really cool. So we're seeing an entire new wave against repression right now. This repression, of course, first started in about 2023 under the Biden regime when he oppressed the student protesters and Palestinian protesters, and it continued under Killer Kamala and Holocaust Harris when she refused to allow even a Palestinian speaker at the DNC. Don't worry, I have much more smoke for that fucking evil vice presidential wannabe president, but that comes later. And we're now seeing a whole new wave of people that face that repression, stood down the barrel of the establishment rage, and they are now coming back with their own vengeance. And oh my God, is it beautiful. The Republicans created socialism in the United States. Maybe this way we'll actually get health care. I don't know if Republicans necessarily created socialism, but socialism has always been a part of our, even before the New Deal. Hell, the entire federal government is all socialism. You know, public works projects are all socialism. Roads, dams, power plants, those were all socialism back in the day. Fallen Cherubs Studio, welcome. MV Miss Leah joined, welcome. Donald Trump gets free health care at Walter Reed Military Hospital. He had bone spurs, never served a day in his life. Absolutely correct. Don602773, you win the internets today. I give you 1,000,000 points. I'm sorry, these cannot be converted into actual cash, but you have my undying love and affection for speaking fucking truth to power, brother. All right, let's get on with it.
I didn't flinch. I didn't flinch because I stood by every word, and I always will.
This is also crucial when it comes to a politician that stands by their values and sticks to their guns. So she was at a pretty big law firm, was making comfortable money, and rather than bow down and cave to her bosses, who were genocidal maniacs, she stood her ground and fought the good fight. That's impressive, and we need someone like that in Congress. We need someone who is going to take the fight and not back down from the establishment when they bring out the big guns to try and intimidate us. Gigi Labellarte, welcome. William, 1,000,000 points. God, I feel so special. I'm sorry, Don. It's all I've got, man. You're making me go full Shaggy. Like Zoink Scoobs. He didn't like our $1,000,000. He didn't like our 1,000,000 points. Whoa, Raggy. Why don't we give him a Scooby snack? But we're all out, man. MV Miss Leah says we need more like her. Yes, we do. Dutton Outdoors, hello. Allah 1750 says something in a language that I do not recognize. Is that Russian? Ukrainian? Hendo I3047, hello from Scotland. Yes, that's my ancestors. I love Scotland. Never been. I'm trying to go. My brother went to Edinburgh, and then I think he went to Glasgow for a little bit. Beautiful country. I really want to visit. Vote for her. I'm gay, and she's better looking than Mike Johnson. Very astute observation, Don. Very accurate too. Yeah, she's a pretty woman. I like her.
That will not be the only moment where those in power will tell me to change my tune, to not rock the boat.
I think she's harping on exactly what I was saying.
That seems to happen a lot in Congress.
Yeah.
But here in Denver, we stand by our values, and we stand with our community.
She ain't playing, man. She's not playing. She's got the smoke.
We
Echo
are
and
days
Goose, welcome.
away from embarking on the 250th anniversary of the founding of this country. I've been thinking a lot about what that means. The promise is made, the promise is unfulfilled, that this country belongs to everyone who loves it and what it stands for, not just the people born here, not just the people who look a certain way, but everyone who believes that democracy is worth defending and that every person is deserving of dignity.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know, man. She's got me doing the De Niro. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. She's got me doing the De Niro. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think this message of equality for all is going to resonate, and maybe I'm off, but I get some MLK/Obama vibes, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like that was a pretty big mic drop moment there, I felt, to hit on equality for all there. Don, I gotta keep up. Hold on. I love Scottish men too. Those kilts are a real turn on. You like your men in kilts, do you? Well, you gotta go to Scotland then, you know. And then once you get a pint with all them gay folks there, you make sure they get just have a look and you understand what they say, right? Come on, Don, you know what I'm saying, don't you? Donald Trump and the Republicans would call her a communist. You know that. Unfortunately, Donald Trump is a pedophile. Oh, don't get me started. I can't tell for sure, but I'm sure there's gonna be some MAGA pedophiles in my YouTube chat here in a minute. Donald Trump wanted to remove Bertha's. How many Berthas? Do you mean birthers or burkas? What do you mean Berthas, Don? I don't understand that. Hi, Dutton. I am well. How are you? Hope you're doing well. What are we doing right now? I am covering the election in Denver. Socialists coming back with a vengeance. Hendo asks, where was the kilt comment? Hendo, that is on my Instagram. If you want to join Don602773 and talk about how handsome gay men are in kilts, well, you've got to join me on the live stream on Instagram, don't you? What you doing in here? You on my YouTube? Get off the YouTube. Get over to the Instagram. Search for James the Joel Russell, you'll find me. What's up, Snarly? Good to see you. We all have equal rights. You were asking for different rights, and that's just fine. Just say it how it is standing on Mars. We do not have equal rights. That is the entire point of asking for equal rights. Like, are you blind, man? Billionaires are literally breaking the law day in and day out, and your first answer is to lick the boot? Sorry, Standing on Mars, this ain't it. That ain't the argument, chat. Whoa, who is it? Dutton Outdoors, Donald Trump is a pedophile. That sounds more Irish. You might be right. You might be right. It's been a long time since I've done a Scottish accent. Standing Mars, I don't really care if you think it's BS. Donald Trump is a pedophile, and if you disagree on that, then I just think we need to check your hard drive. So you're in timeout. I've got you on timeout because I don't got time for your shite in this chat. I've got things I've got to go over. We've got to look at this. Look at all this. Look at all these tabs. You think I got time to be wasting with a wee wanker, yeah? I've got to be going on to the chat now. Yeah, I'm mixing my Irish and Scottish. You're right, Hendo. Snarly Sue. Oh, you're good. Thank you, Snarly. So, Melat Kiros in a phone call with Politico after her historic win. We have to vote out any of the incumbents. Let me see. For decades, Democrats have failed to meaningfully deliver for working families. Kiros said in an interview after the race was called, we have to root out the corruption and get money out of our politics. It's not about popular support, it's about political will and the means that we have to vote out any of the incumbents. Oh my God! Inject this into my fucking veins. And that means we have to vote out any of the incumbents that are standing in our way by taking that kind of corporate PAC money. That includes, she added, not supporting House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries for Speaker. Oh my God! She goes there! She goes there! Fuck yes! This is what we need. We don't need Milquetoast bullshit from AOC saying, oh, well, I'm going to get a good committee position, and so I think we should keep Hakeem Jeffrey. I think he's doing a great job. No, he's fucking not, AOC. You guys are completely diametrically opposed when it comes to Israel, when it comes to a living wage, when it comes to healthcare. Nearly every single issue between AOC and Hakeem Jeffries, complete opposite. Complete opposite. Hakeem Jeffries is a literal hack licking the boot of corporations, and AOC wants to be this progressive person, and to her fairness, she does. She actually has progressive policies, voted for progressive issues. Why is she backing Hakeem Jeffries? The simple fact is that she is getting some kind of a bonus behind closed doors. That's it. She's getting a good committee position. She's going to be chairwoman of a big committee, something like that. That's what's happening, and people hate this shit. It is the quid pro quo to continue the status quo. Put that on a shirt. Quid pro quo to continue the status quo. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. All right, chat is popping off, and I'm sure it's been completely normal. I'll always check their hard drive. Yes, Snarly, every single time. I got more. I'm gonna get to that later. How no offense? Dutton, I don't know what you mean by that. How no offense? I don't get it. You are getting there. Thank you, Hendao. I appreciate that. Melat Kiros getting a win in Denver was a fantastic victory. Justin Pearson's stumping for her was amazing. Yeah, of course. And look, I don't know how you feel about Hassan Piker, but the man is delivering. These candidates that he's backing, he's delivering them a big fundraising. He's delivering them big on the ground support. In fact, the one that won in oh God, why am I forgetting her? There's so many socialists winning. I'm just so happy. But there's so many. There was a socialist in New York that won that he backed, and he got 2,000 people from his streams to phone bank for that candidate, which ended up being about the size of their victory margin. It was here. It was 2,000. 2,000. 2,000. Not a big number. Not the huge number, but it's good numbers. It's good numbers. We love good numbers, don't we, people? So when you're doing on-the-ground work like that, it's incredibly important. Oh, mega pedophile Robert Hyland is back. I see that you're not getting... Hey, Robert Hyland, the economy is so good, right? You're making money hand over fist. So why are you in my chat? Robert Hyland, you're making so much money in your 401k, you can retire right now, right? You're making so much money with all the great economy that I am delivering, such a great economy, that Robert Hyland is in my chat rather than going on vacation in Bermuda, in the French Seychelles. But no, Robert Hyland is in my chat because the simple fact is Donald Trump is not delivering a good economy. He is a pedophile, a rapist that doesn't know what in the fuck he's doing. And Robert, that's why you're always in my chat rather than, living out the good life on the Trump economy. Anyway, fuck off, pedo. Dutton Outdoors, did you like Charlie Kirk? No, Charlie Kirk was a Nazi pedophile supporter. I hated Charlie Kirk. He did not deserve to get assassinated like that, but he is a terrible person. How is Trump a pedophile? No offense. Trump is a pedophile because he is accused multiple times of raping children. The most recent accusation was in 2000. I can't remember specifically, but it was in the 2000s, and he tried to force a 13-year-old child to give him a blowjob. So the child had to bite him on the dick, and he punched her, and then she made a break for it. So yeah, he is a pedophile, and there's more accusations than that too, by the way. Snarly, so you like Hassan? Yeah, me too. Before Death 2104 says the dude with the pedo flag, and then he asks if I can call you. Hey, you a pedophile? Can I call you, bro? Bro, can I call you? Bro, can I call you? Bro. You're a pedophile. Can I call you, bro? I just want to talk to you, bro. I just want to talk to you. And no, Before Death, it is not anonymous accounts. These people have actually sued in court to get the information from Trump, and he refuses to cooperate because he is a pedophile. I mean, if anyone was going to prove that they are not a pedophile, they would cooperate with the process, right? But that's not what Trump does. He's also mentioned the Epstein files more than anyone else. Suck on that, MAGA pedophiles. Oh, here they come. The MAGA pedos are coming in. Hang on, we got another one. America Goat says gays indoctrinated the children. Okay, based on what? Based on what, buddy? Was that before or after Trump raped children with Epstein? When did the gays come into the picture when we're talking about Trump being in the Epstein files? You see, that's because you're a bigoted, ugly, disgusting fuck. Because you actually allow real pedophiles like Donald Trump and the Republican pedo party to exist, and you get triggered over this flag. This flag, which is people just being human, doing human shit. They go and work. They go to the bar. They swim. They have dogs. They're normal fucking people. And you know what they're not doing? Going into my chat and raging about a fucking flag. And yet you pedophiles always get triggered over this flag. You get more triggered over this flag than you do over the fact that Donald Trump was sued in 2016 for gang raping a 13-year-old girl with Jeffrey Epstein in Trump Tower. That's why he never needed to go to the Epstein Island, because he had his own private Epstein Island in Trump Tower. Dump Trump, dissolve Istapo. Ooh, Istapo, I like that. By indoctrination, they mean teach children to love and be kind. Then, yeah, we indoctrinate the hell out of them. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this whole thing over, like, what is it? The trans book readings or whatever. They're just triggered because the kids are learning to read and the parents don't know how. Let's be honest. The kids are actually getting a good education by learning the English language, and the MAGA pedo parents are like, but that's not fair. I don't know what the fuck they're saying. They're speaking in code. I'm so mad. Pedo and chief rape. 13-year-old Katie Johnson. Exactly. Oh, so very ordinary. That is the exact lawsuit I'm talking about that was filed in 2016 under a Jane Doe lawsuit. Thank you for mentioning that. So, this was Melat Kiros' opponent, and I don't know about you, but I just can't figure out why she lost. Let's see.
You are fundamentally not going to agree with me on this because you think
that Palestinians deserve to live. Thank you very much.
No, ma'am, that's not it.
Okay, I was distracted.
You are fundamentally not going to agree with me on this because you think
that Palestinians deserve to live. Thank you very much.
No, ma'am, that's not it.
What an insane response. Look at that. Look, all she needed to do was know her position on a very understandable issue that is on the ballot box, right? And she says, okay, you're against what I believe in. Bye. And she follows her like a fucking rabid dog. Look at this psychopath.
Yes, I did record it.
Okay.
Here I am. Hi, Diana. I'm Nicole Shea.
Hi, Nicole.
I am a delegate in Denver. I'm in 5 points.
Okay. Great.
Like you, I really consider
she's in
myself
5 points.
like women's
I know
rights
where that is.
activist. I appreciate the work you've done. So I'm just wondering, why do you keep sending money for bombs that Israel is sending to Palestine?
It's also amazing that the establishment has no answer. All they can do is deflect or make shit up or overturn it on them and just be like, well, I think that's a you thing. I just think you don't trust America. You don't believe in our troops. You don't support our soldiers that are going to war over a distraction from the Epstein files. I can't believe it. It's so unpatriotic. So let's just see if her response is mildly more composed from the last one. Let's see.
So, okay, so actually most people think that Israel should be able to.
What does it say? Based on Diana Degette voted yay on Israel's security supplemental appropriation was passed out. So this is the bill provided 26. Yeah, so this was just to give aid, more aid to Israel.
Defend itself with the Iron Dome, and that's what I'm talking about. But
Wait,
actually, most people think that Israel should be able to defend itself with the Iron Dome.
Not anymore.
And that's what I'm talking about. But so
defending themselves is different than continuing the genocide in
Correct.
Palestine.
Correct.
You're
Okay.
talking about different subjects, and I'm trying to ask you about the Block the Bombs Act.
Okay, I'll tell you about the Block the Bombs Act. I've read the Block the Bombs Act. The Block the Bombs Act is a very poorly written piece
Yeah,
of
see,
legislation.
here we go. So they have to. It's a very poorly written piece of legislation. See, what the legislation will do is block the bombs from being able to use to decapitate children overseas. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I think we need to allow that. I think we need to go back to Vietnam practices of just forest bombing everything. But, you know, some people are too sensitive for that these days. That's basically the establishment's position on this bill. If enacted into law, this bill would block the following weapons to Israel: BLU 109 bunker busting bombs, MK80 series bombs, GBU 39 small diameter bomb variants, joint direct attack munitions, Spice gliding bomb assemblies, 120 millimeter tank ammunition, 150 millimeter artillery ammunition, including white phosphorus munitions. White phosphorus, by the way, is a literal fucking war crime. Polls show that the overwhelming majority of Americans want to stop the flow of these deadly weapons, and this is a historic bill, the first time ever that Congress has tried to proactively block weapons to Israel, which does just that. So she's literally lying about everything she's saying. She's saying about people want Israel to be able to defend itself, and this bill is very poorly worded. Literally, because it stops her donors from being able to give her money, because if she's not delivering on being able to send bombs to Israel, then why the fuck do they support her? Why are they funding her campaign? Which, by the way, is a literal quid pro quo. I could not bribe a politician. It's a bribe. That's what it is. I could not go up to a politician and say, I'm going to give you $50 million if you vote on this bill, which will, okay, not $50 million, that's an extravagant. I'll give you $500,000 if you vote on this bill, which will send Elon Musk to jail for violating, because he was literally an illegal alien, and also he's just a criminal Nazi pedophile. If you vote on that bill, I give you $500,000. If I do that, that's illegal. That is bribery. That is campaign corruption. That is a quid pro quo. But if a super PAC does it, hey, we've legalized bribery. We did it. America is now great again. We made bribery great again. That's what we did.
Because it's both too narrow and it's too broad.
It's too narrow and it's too broad. Oh my God. It makes me think of these casting calls that I get where they're like, we need a man who's tough, but also soft. We need a man who's sweet, but also mean. We need a man who's a protector, but he's also aggressive. It's just they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing, and it's bullshit.
Why haven't you introduced amendments
Can
for it?
I finish? I can't introduce amendments because it hasn't been brought up.
Why are you sending money to Israel to commit a genocide in Palestine?
If the only issue that you care about is this issue, then you should not vote for me. Okay?
That's
what
it.
I would say to you.
Perfect.
Because
Okay, bye.
I'm not going to agree to spend any more money for offensive weapons to Israel, period. When we did the
Weapons are offensive no
okay,
matter
I
what kind
understand
they
you
are.
say that.
I'm a constituent asking a very direct question to you, and you are not answering it. If you think that you are, you don't understand what your constituents really want and need.
What I don't appreciate is when somebody misstates what
I don't
my-
like genocide enablers. That's what I don't
I,
like.
well,
I think that's a little
I didn't mean to stop it. Bro has got no time for this bullshit. He's like, yeah, I don't like you. I'm not here for your shit. I agree with her. I don't know why you're approaching me. I'm on her side.
little bit worse than anything that you could perceive as rude for your constituents
No, what I
confronting
thought was
you
rude-
over not representing our values.
Sir, I don't appreciate when people mischaracterize. I'm happy to explain my position.
So is your character that you do not care about Palestinian children
No, I do
dying?
care about Palestinians.
So then why do you keep
That is
approving
why-
more arms to go to Israel?
So
we wouldn't be...
Yeah, this was in 2026. So she voted yes in April of 24. She voted again in January of 2026, and I'm guessing there's more bills in between that she voted for. So she's just lying. She's a politician, and she's cornered. She's cornered. So what do politicians do? Politicians, when they're not cornered, lie. But man, when they're cornered, they pull out all the stops. They will say the sky is purple. The earth is flat, and the moon is made of cheese. That is what politicians will do on a day when they're really cornered, like a rat in a trap. Randy Crouch, the mega pedophile, is back. Where are you, Randy? I missed you, dude. I haven't heard. I was actually really scared that you got arrested for pedophilia finally. Oh man, that was such a bummer that you're back in my chat. Oh well. Hey, Randy, there's always tomorrow. Hey, you've only got a narrow window to do all your mega pedo crimes. Eventually, buddy. Now I got to go full Jason Bateman. You know, buddy, it's gonna come back and get you. Yeah, it's gonna come back and bite you in the ass. You MAGA guys can't keep raping children. You know, it's just one of those things, buddy. It's gonna come back and get you. And the Nazis over at TikTok already banned me. Suspending my live stream access for misinformation, for literal quoting fucking newspaper sources and playing videos of the candidate speaking. TikTok is such a fucking shithole, dude. Let me see if I can appeal this really quick. Maybe they'll reverse it by the time my, let's see. Blah, 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 blah. That is free speech, and by you blocking me is censorship. Fuck these fucking fascists. Who gives a shit? All right, let me see. Okay, what'd I miss? Amen Fashion Galore. What's this? It is a live stream of news commentary. Sorry, there we go. Quack, quack, ducky, ducky. Welcome, good sir. Okay.
Fighting Iran right now, if we had done an arms embargo a year ago, 2 years ago.
Oh,
We've
brother,
let them run
he's got
rogue
the
because
smoke.
of representatives like
He's
you
got the
taking
smoke
APAC.
for her.
Did take one APAC donation.
One APAC
For
donation?
The
Only in a what?
the October.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. APAC is literally a foreign government's organization trying to direct policy here in the U.S. How is taking that money not treason? It is the most taking APAC money is the most unpatriotic fucking thing you can do, because you are literally taking orders from a foreign government over American voters. Quack, quack, ducky, ducky. How do you do that? How do you do that emoji? I don't know what that one is.
And then I refused any more PAC money. I have not taken
So
any
you
PAC
still
money.
vote
No, let me
to
tell you,
approve
that
funds
PAC
for
was like
Israel,
what?
and they're not even paying you?
2,500?
That's kind of crazy.
No,
Is it hard to keep
excuse me.
track of who gets you money after 30 years in
Excuse me, sir.
office? Do you
Excuse
think that
me.
maybe we should have people that
Full
have more
Karen.
stake in the future than you do,
Sir,
representing
sir.
us and making decisions for our future?
Nobody can buy my vote. I don't care who that is.
They had that screen ready. Candidates self-financing. Oh, man. Wow. When you see this kind of a big gap between PAC contributions and small, this is why Bernie was so powerful, because he was directly driven by what the people wanted, right? That's why his small donors were always so big. He refused PAC money. The large contributions, some of them he returned. When you see not even 4% of her campaign contributions come from small individual donors, it's from PACs and wealthy people. That is insane to see on paper. What an incredible decision by the Supreme Court to keep males out of women's sports. Then why do men like Republicans keep going into women's restroom and trying to watch them pee? Y'all take your fucking golden shower fetish somewhere else. Thank you, Willem Talente, for being the MAGA pedophile of the moment. Got your ass. Quack, quack, ducky, ducky. I don't know how the hell you're doing those emojis. You know that sound of the trash truck backing up? That's pretty much what I hear when she's trying to explain herself. Yeah, dude. Absolutely accurate. How does third world migration benefit the host country? Because immigrants come to this country and they are more likely to start a business. They are more likely to... they are less likely to be convicted of crimes. They are more likely to pay in taxes without actually without taking back from it. They're also more likely to work the jobs that Americans don't want. Remember in Trump 1.0, and he was a pedophile then as well, by the way. In Trump 1.0, they took away a bunch of people from the farms out here in California, Texas, and elsewhere, and all that immigrant labor. And then what happened? Those farms went belly up. I'm not even shitting. You can look this up. Those farms either went bankrupt or all of that food went to waste. Also, CIA torture. How do you have a name like CIA torture and then here you are talking political talking points of bootlickers? Like, you can't seem to make up your mind which side you're on here, brother. I don't know if you're asking in good faith or not. I'm hoping you are. So I hope I answered your question there. And if I didn't, and you're just a bootlicker, then you're stupid and a fuckstick and have the fucking brain activity of a cadaver. Anyway, so I can't imagine why Kiros finished with a 13.2 win. Degette doesn't even hit 40%. 40%. Like, Melat Kiros won over 50%. That's insane. So, wow, I can't imagine why, with a performance like that, Melat Kiros won. I'm a landlord and benefit from the higher demand for housing, but I think mass deportations would be good for the health of the country. Do you know how many fucking... Oh, my God, you're... Like, dude... Okay. I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to assume you're talking in good faith here. So you're a landlord. You benefit from the higher demand for housing. You know who has housing demands? Immigrants. So if you do mass deportations, you're taking away demand. You said, I'm a landlord and benefit from the higher demand for housing, and then you're in favor of less demand? So you want less demand. You just want your units to be vacant? Do you see why people disagree with you? Do you see why the proposal that you're giving here is fucking dumb? Do you get that? Like, I'm actually curious if you understand, because you say you're a landlord, and then, because it would be good for the country, I'm okay with taking the hit to my wallet for a better country. Oh, okay, so you think more people paying taxes, a better economy, and people having housing is bad. But Nazis kidnapping American civilians and deporting them overseas to places that they've never been or lived is good. And you understand why you're hated, right? You understand why we literally will have Nuremberg for people like you. Like, this kind of Nazi shit, mass deportations, remigration, we've seen this shit before. We saw it in Nazi Germany. We're not doing this shit again. And we have to Nuremberg every single fucking one of you? We fucking will. I'm not even kidding. But the hit to your wallet would be greater if they're gone. You aren't extrapolating the economic wide range effects. Well, Corzin, the thing is, these people would truly, these Nazis like CIA torture, again, I can't get over how fucking insanely bootlicking his talking points are while degrading the CIA, which fucking sucks. Like, talk about a conundrum. But These people, these Nazis like CIA torture, would truly rather burn the country down than have anything left for people different from them. That's how they are. That's what they're doing right now. And I got other stuff to this that I'll get to shortly after this. But they would truly rather have scorched earth rather than have a country where other people can be happy. All because, you know, people that are brown are here, or because people that are a part of the flag are here. It's fucking crazy. It's an insane mentality. So, back to Hassan Piker, since he campaigned for Melat Kiros. This is an interaction he had. Hassan Piker convinces the 3 voters in Denver driving by to vote for Melat Kiros before polls close at 7. I've done this myself before. These are last-minute voters. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens, and you can actually get some pretty good people to get to the polls, and sometimes it pushes them over the edge. Allgood2791 says, what is that flag in the background? This is the Pride flag, baby! Because it was Pride Month, and I didn't get a chance to change the flag to the Antifa, my anti-Tifa. I didn't get time to change it before the stream. Appeal approved. See, I fucking knew it. Christ. TikTok is such a fucking shithole, dude. Do I have to close it and reopen it to get it going again? Let me see. I think I have to close and reopen it to... Here we go. Sometimes I'm able to do a whole stream, and sometimes the Nazis, like CIA torture here, God... My God, you are the Riley Reid of bootlicking. You just got that boot all the way down your throat, and you just gobbled it up. What are you proud about? Oh, I don't know. My hairline receding. Getting older. Getting older and grumpier. I'm prouder about that. All right, let's get back on TikTok Live here. Oh, am I back? No, okay. There we go. Okay. We're back. I don't know. Snarly Stew. I lost Snarly Stew. Well, maybe he'll come back. Okay. Where was I? Before I was so rudely interrupted by both the Nazis and TikTok. Well, technically, they're one and the same. Are you in the cult? No, sadly, I'm not a Trump supporter. Sorry. Yeah, Trump is a pedophile, and I actually hate pedophiles, unlike you. But hey, Marks Carney, I'm glad that you are a pedophile supporter. You can go and have fun with the other pedophile supporters at the McDonald's ball pit or the elementary school or wherever the fuck you creeps hang out. But I got shit to do, so shut the fuck up!
You guys
look so amazing.
What do you guys think about the data center that just popped up over here?
We hate it.
Yeah.
We hate it.
That is such a good lead. That is such a good start. It is such a polarizing issue, and it can immediately gauge, like, okay, do I want to pursue these folks? Do I want to keep pushing them to go to the polls? Or is this a waste of time? They could just be a pedo bootlicker like CIA torture and just gobble that boot up and be like, oh, I love them data centers. I tell you, I love the data centers. I do like an Alex Jones if he were also Beetlejuice. That's my impression. I love data centers. Data centers are so good for this country. Eating up all our water, eating up all our electricity is so good. Like, if you get someone like that, it's like, okay, be on your way. You have a good day, sir. But this is such an incredible in.
All right, listen. So, Diana Degette, that's represented this district for 30 years in Congress, is saying nothing about the data centers because she's in the pocket of big corporations. Melat Kiros, on the other hand,
this
is
is
such
good organizing.
On the data center moratorium. She got endorsed by Bernie Sanders, too. What? They want to put a stop to these data centers being
and he knows how popular Bernie is. This is such good organizing right here.
Getting propped up left and right. You guys are stuck between a factory, Purina factory, and a data center in between. And that's not good for...
Oh, shit, I know where that Purina factory is.
Yeah.
I used to live in Denver.
You only have till 7 o'clock to vote. So if
Okay.
you don't have, do you have a ballot in your house currently?
Yes.
Yeah, you've
I
got
have 3.
You got to put it in a
Please
drop box.
Oh, you got 3 voters in your house?
But, yeah.
Yo, that.
Okay. Drop them off.
Hell
Drop 'em
yeah,
off.
Brad.
Word?
There's one in Philly.
We
I'm,
just
I'm
want
going to
to
Congress
babysit.
in Philly.
We just
I
let
came all the way
him.
out because you have the opportunity to.
Are you from New York?
Huh?
He's from Philly.
Philly.
She's from New York.
Yeah, yeah. You know, East Coast.
New York,
East Coast.
East Coast. Well, you have the opportunity to bring someone to Congress who's actually going to change things and not not be with the corporations, but be with the people. But only if you come out. So if you got 3 ballots at home, drop it in by 7 o'clock.
Yeah, wow. This was such a good organizing moment. Like they hit such crucial, motivating moments for voters, and then what matters to them, what their values are, and also dropping the Bernie name drop, which is so antithetical to the establishment. You couldn't use these. I mean, you could lie, I suppose, but you can't use these talking points if it were for someone like Gretchen Whitmer, who literally went to a data center, caught on a hot mic, and is like, "Wow, it's crazy how people hate these data centers, and you know what? We just do it anyway. Oh my God, it's so great! It's so great. I love being a politician that doesn't listen to their voters." So this is just such good organizing right here from them. All good as a question is, why do you care? Yeah, good question, Primal Screams. I think they may have been asking in good faith. I don't know for sure, but potentially they were asking in good faith. So we'll see. What the hell? What the hell? There we go, live chat. Oh, we got another MAGA pedophile. Christopher Joachim 6729 is also on the side of Trump, who is a rapist, a pedophile, who, by the way, Trump just got a loss at the Supreme Court and has to pay out E. Jean Carroll, whom he raped. Also, Donald Trump is in the Epstein files more than anybody else. But you're a pedophile. You already know that. I don't need to cover all the facts of the Epstein files because, as we know, pedophile supporters like Christopher Joachim 6729 here do their own research, which is why they're on the side of pedophiles and not America. Okay, where was I?
If you're confused by the names on the ballot or whatever, because like there's so many names, and it's like somewhat intimidating. There's a DSA thing, right? There's a DSA ballot guide that you can look for. Denver DSA ballot guide that will tell you who to vote for.
Yeah, okay.
And who to help out.
At least in the meantime, you definitely want, because there'll be other people on the list, but this is the one you really want. She'll be the congresswoman. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And then for Senate, Julie Gonzalez is good too.
Okay. And where do we drop the ballots off at? A mailbox?
I'm looking it up right now for
He's
you.
gonna tell you right now. There's like a box that you.
So we could also take them for you if you want.
Okay.
If you live right here.
Yeah,
but I'm going to the store.
Okay, we'll tell you where to go. We'll look it up.
A library, I know I could bring you to a library.
You can bring it to a library.
Yeah, but it's got to be a
yes.
specific
So
one.
we can bring it
to a library?
You can bring it to a library, but
So I think that's the crux of the now it's just the logistics of telling them where to go. So this is just incredible organizing, and I get look, I'm very far leftist. So I'm in those, that community, and I get very upset with leftists who do not engage in electoral politics. They're like, "Oh, but it's about community. It's about the community, man. Community can do everything." Okay. Has community abolished ICE? Has community gotten health care for all? No, because you know what can do that? Government! And in order to get in government, you have to run for office. You have to support candidates. So I get very upset with leftists who sit out politics. It's like, you need to get involved. The whole reason that there's so much establishment backing and there's so many right-wing MAGA pedophiles is because they don't get engaged. Like, imagine if we had more people like Melat Kiros and these folks here that are running for Congress. It would be completely different. We would have a literal fucking utopia. Alchemix19 says, "Is this live?" Nope, pre-recorded. I'm kidding. Yes, it's live. So a lot of this, as we saw with Diana Degette and Melat Kiros, a lot of this centers back on Israel and, of course, the backing of the establishment and massive PACs. So the Michigan Senate Democratic primary has seen $46.1 million in total ad spending and reservations. Pro-Haley Stevens spending accounts for 74% of spending in the contest. I don't think that number really sticks, right? This is $46 million, $34 million alone by Haley Stevens. This amount of money if the Democratic establishment was not fighting itself and actually benefiting Americans, benefiting the people, this money could go to actual causes, to house people, to give free food, to fucking school lunches, for God's sake. But instead, they got to spend it because Abdul al-Sayed has a scary-sounding Middle Eastern name, and oh, he's going to give health care for all. I won't be able to take my checks from Kaiser and from Big Pharma anymore. So the establishment is losing their fucking mind, and also they won't be able to get their donation checks from AIPAC, a literal terrorist organization. So, wow, lo and behold, they spend $46.1 million on an election rather than on Americans. It's a fucking insane world we live in. I don't believe people's lifestyle should be political movement. Our children don't need their minds to be poisoned. See, Al Good, that's because you are a creep and a pedophile supporter and a bigoted, disgusting human being. To automatically assume that gay people, who I know plenty of, are just, and by the way, they're not in the Epstein files, Trump is, you automatically assume that they're bad people polluting children's minds, blah, 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 because probably you don't know a single gay person. But you're a disgusting, evil bigot that backs a pedophile in the White House rather than, I don't know, talking to a gay person. Asking them what they do for work. What are their hobbies? Where'd you grow up? You know, normal human interaction that you MAGA pedophiles don't understand because you're fucking weirdos and you're constantly going up to random people on the street saying, what is a woman? What is a woman? What is a woman? Rather than just being like, hi, my name is James. What is your name? You guys are such freaks. Is this live? Oh, you meant the video. No. That's a recording from Hassan from a day ago, I think, when he was out in Denver. Didn't Epstein support the DNC directly, says La Lost Dope? No, but he did help Donald Trump rape children on his plane, and Donald Trump bought Epstein's plane in 2024 for the election for all the happy memories that he and Epstein had raping children together. Bet you didn't know that, did you know, Lala Stope? But I'm sure you're very concerned about the children, right? You're asking that question about the DNC because you want to help children. And I'm sure you don't support the pedophile Donald Trump who's in the Epstein files more than anybody else, right? Right, Lala Stope? Right? Online leftists consistently fail the trolley problem. What do you mean I have to actually make a choice? I'd rather bitch about it. Oh, Corzin, I hate how accurate that. The left will literally do anything else but electoralism. These people will literally go into burning buildings like they did during the fires here to help people in community support. They'll walk around in fucking falling ash, and literal ash shower, wearing, you know, filtration masks, and like haul bags of food and giant things of water, crates of water. But the one thing they won't do is vote. Oh, Corzin, you have no idea how accurate that is. So, look, we're coming back to the whole point of so this is actually another great one when it comes to Abdul Sayed. This was an absolute masterclass in roasting. Dave Weigel asked, when Fox News is booking you and covering you, might that be for the same reason Republican PACs spend to help progressive candidates, that they see you as easier to beat? Abdul Sayed, it's amazing to me how deeply they're misjudging this. I'm like, you have never fought a counterpuncher. The number of times I'm going to define and redefine Mike Rogers. We're talking about an anti-charismatic, old-school politician who doesn't even know what he believes, except for he wants to make himself rich off of the rest of us. You know what I'm going to do to that man? By the time I'm done, his best friends are going to look at him and think what I think, say what I say. I'm going to define him into eternity. Good. Help me beat the crap out of you. Little parts of your vestiges politically are going to be scattered all over the state of Michigan, never to be seen again. You say, Mike Rogers, it'll be like, remember when Abdul just completely demolished that man's political future? By the time I'm done with him, people are going to be calling him $5 Rogers. Why $5? Because of $5 gas and how he'll do whatever you want him to do for $5. Oh my God, this is some Eminem level burn. Holy shit, get out the ointment. There was a roast. Jesus. Like, you can't tell me that you hear shit like this and be like, you know what I want? I want a corporate Dem that doesn't tell me what they believe and doesn't even tell me what I want to hear, but walks both sides of an issue so that they can collect the biggest donation check? Would you rather hear the most milquetoast, middle-of-the-road, mediocre, lukewarm bullshit, or fucking Abdul El Eminem here? Are you kidding me? This is so fucking easy. Think we have to allow phones in the election booth is because they can't legally Instagram the voting process. Yeah, Alchemics, that's a big question. I'm not sure where to go. I haven't arrived at an answer at that issue yet because there are legitimate privacy and security concerns, because they could try, theoretically, you could use your phone to hack a voting machine. So, but either way, I'm getting sidebarred. Generic named as 010 says, is Kirk still dead? Jesus Christ. God damn. I mean, yes, but Jesus. You come into my chat and that's the first thing you say? Fuck me. Fuck. They got to make it more enticing. I don't know what you mean by that, brother. So keep in mind, all the people hating on Abdul Sayed are backed by Israel, are AIPAC donors. Again, a literal terrorist organization, AIPAC, which puts Israel's priorities over Americans. And this is what they want us to support. A 3-year-old child was shot dead in Gaza, according to his father, who says Israeli soldiers fired as they walked on a farm close to the yellow line, which divides Palestinian-controlled parts of Gaza from areas under Israeli military control. The IDF says the details on the June 15th incident are under review. This is what they want us to support. 3-year-old children being shot to death. Yeah, I'm sorry. People who support this stuff don't belong in polite society. They don't. You just don't. If you see a 3-year-old child get shot in the head and your first thing is, you know what we need to do? This makes me so angry that I'm going to write a check to Israel. I'm going to write it right now. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my bullets personally that I bought with my fucking money and I'm going to mail it to Israel. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy a flight to Israel and I'm going to join the IDF. That's what I'm going to do. I'm sorry, if that is your response to a 3-year-old child getting shot in the head and murdered, you don't belong on the streets. You belong in a cell. You do. Going into a birding building is something for TikTok. Can't make a video of voting. Oh, that's a good point, Alchemics. Yeah. That's a really good point. A dinner with Charlie Kirk or a dinner with George Floyd? Dinner with George Floyd, because Charlie Kirk would only be saying the entire dinner as blood is pouring all over your food. So, yeah, there's that. God, I can't believe I said that. That was mean. I don't feel bad because Charlie Kirk was an evil Nazi pedophile supporter, but anyway, moving on. So we got Zionist Jake what's his name? Zionist Jake Tapper. Zionists, the big Zionists. We love them. We love them so much, don't we, people? Don't we, people? They write all our donation checks. New York Rep. Dan Goldman on his election loss, Mayor Mamdani, the Democratic Party, and growing anti-Semitism in the U.S.
The real concern I have is that has translated into a tremendous danger and fear against Jews in America, because American Jews are now being held responsible by too many people for what the Israeli government is doing.
Which, by the way, this is literal anti-Semitism by their own definitions. When you equate Israel with Judaism, that is literal anti-Semitism. I agree, by the way, it is anti-Semitism because you know who loves to do this? Fucking Nazis, and also Israel, because they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to be able to call you an anti-Semite for equating Israel with Judaism when all you're saying is that Israel should not get any more of our money. So they're literally doing an anti-Semitism by accusing you of anti-Semitism. It's complete inverse logic, and they do that intentionally to confuse the issue, to muddy the waters, rather than simply talk about the facts, which are that Israel is shooting children, 3-year-old children. They can't defend that, so when you can't defend, you fucking lie and flail. Ganju. Okay, dude. Jesus. Wow, I'm not repeating that on stream. That's dark humor, respect, but I ain't saying that shit.
And that is anti-Semitism. And it's becoming normalized. It's becoming more and more frequent. And both as a Jew myself and having many, many Jewish constituents of all types, a lot are really, really afraid because American Jews are now being dehumanized because of frustration and anger with what's going on in the Middle East. That is anti-democratic, that is anti-American, and that fundamentally flies in the face of everything the Democratic Party has always stood for.
The funniest part about this is he is bitching about anti-Semitism because he lost to another Jewish man. I can't believe I lost. It's the problem of anti-Semitism. All these Jews running for office are a problem. That's literally what he's saying. Like, Brad Lander is Jewish. And they're getting butthurt because you lost. In part because of your support, your never-ending support for Israel and baby death. If your reaction to support for a country, if your reaction to a loss over your support for a country that shoots literal children is to accuse the people that beat you of anti-Semitism, who's also Jewish, you just don't belong in You're just a bad politician. You're just a bad politician and a fucking idiot. What are the black and brown stripes stand for on your flag? Asked Woody9930. I actually recently learned this. So apparently they do stand for the black and brown community. So it's an entire literal rainbow of everybody because everybody gets a spot on our rainbow. And that's how we feel about it. So also, there's this fact. Dan Goldman's wife promoted social media posts saying pro-Palestinian advocates should be sent to Gaza to be bombed to death by Israel. So here they are complaining about living in fear, and then they project that same fear on Palestinian people here in America. It's literal terrorism. They're trying to instill fear to these Palestinian people who have actual fear of being deported because of the ICE Gestapo. And this dude and his wife back that. You want to talk un-American, Dan Goldman? No one is more American than people like you. I think you forgot something. Okay. I'm sure you have a totally good faith response that you're going to hit me with, right? Are you going to ask me about Imagine Dragons next? So, Scoop, Kamala Harris privately called New York City's Zohran Mamdani last week and has been holding lengthy closed-door meetings with other prominent progressives, including pro-Palestinian activists. Fraud. Hack. Liar. Kamala Harris had her chance to do all of this during the 2024 election when it mattered, before we got into the actual fucking Nazi weeds of a pedophile like Trump running the country. All she had to do was give them a voice, give them a seat at the table. She could have pulled the two-state solution crap and been like, hey, you know what? We still need to have, if there's a two-state solution, we already know Israel, we got them, but we got to have Palestinians as well in order to fuel this discussion. And she couldn't even do that. This is just more sane washing of her reputation. And the fact that Democrats have a positive opinion of Kamala is insane. And it's no wonder the Democrats lose. I mean, hey, you already lost to the orange Nazi pedophile twice. Why not listen to the same people that lost? What have you got to lose? You can't lose if you listen to the losers. Right? E-Queer, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're well. So, speaking of Mayor Zohran Mamdani, this is what she said 8 months ago when Mamdani was running for office.
What do you think of him and his candidacy? And what do you think of mainline Democratic shyness and agitation about the prospect that he's going to win?
Look, as far as I'm concerned, he's the Democratic nominee and he should be supported.
Do you endorse his candidacy?
I support the Democrat in the race, sure.
Jesus Christ. This is exactly why she lost. She is the most unconvincing interviewer ever. One of the worst public speakers that I've ever seen, which is amazing because she was a career prosecutor. She made Jeff Sessions almost cry when she was grilling him for his nomination. You're making me nervous, he says. Like, it's insane that she can be such a good prosecutor and such an awful politician. Because prosecutors actually have to have a stance. They actually have to be able to say facts, things that they believe in. They have to back the position that they want to get to. Whereas Kamala Harris, as a politician, doesn't have to do any of that. She can just yap and yap and yap. And you know what? Next day, it's another yap, a different yap. That's all she's got to do. I mean, there's also a reason that this shit is always being done behind closed doors. There's a reason that she's not, all she has to, if this is how she feels, all she has to do is go to the nearest fucking microphone, record a statement, put it on TikTok. She'll be asked to do interviews. Do the interviews. That's all she has to do. But you know why she's not doing it? Come here. You know why she's not doing it? Because it's fake. It's not real. She doesn't believe any of this shit. She wants all these conversations behind closed doors because that's where she wants to stuff everybody. She wants to put us back in the closet, damn it. She wants us to be behind those closed doors and in that closet, in that meeting room, and just sit down while she goes out and she walks that red carpet. And she takes the nomination just to lose again. She could say all of this shit in front of a camera, in front of people. She's choosing not to, because if she does, she'll lose her AIPAC backing and lose her donors, and therefore won't be able to run a campaign. They stand for black, brown. They stand for black and brown people, sure, but also for AIDS awareness. I'm a racist, I guess, but not even I could have made the flag that racist. Woody, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you not familiar with the AIDS crisis throughout the 80s in the gay community? You call yourself a racist. Why can't you just also call yourself dumb? Jesus Christ. You guys are so fucking weird. I can't. Sometimes I can't with you. Israel, in fact, destroying the whole neighborhoods full of people with wing cruise missiles and took U.S. money for this. But the Palestine is an Iranian proxy, and Iran killing thousands of its own people who protect the again their theocratic. You don't have to tell me that Iran is a theocratic regime. I am against theocratic governments anywhere, including Iran, Saudi Arabia, and here in America, which they're turning us into. You don't have to convince me on that. But that doesn't change the fact that bombing neighborhoods and bombing civilian targets are war crimes. And if you're supporting that, then you're not the good guys. And you also should not be getting American money, and we also shouldn't fucking be involved. It's that fucking simple. Meanwhile, oh, we have MAGA. You guys are going to get a windfall. You guys are going to get a windfall. Hey, MAGA, you guys got a lot of money, right? Right? Where's is this thing on? MAGA? Where's the MAGA in my chat? Wake up. Oh, guys, have you fallen asleep like Donnie does during all his meetings? Have you fallen asleep? You've got money, right? Trump's financial disclosures revealed that he was the highest U.S. crypto earner in 2025. So you guys got money, right? Right? You guys, you got a piece of this, right? America workers' share of the nation's income is at its lowest point in almost 80 years, as more of the economy's gains flow to corporations and investors. Oh, I'm sorry, MAGA. I forgot you guys are in a cult and you got caught and you're too stupid to find your way out of it, even though lab rats could do so in a heartbeat. Oh, I'm so sorry, MAGA. I forgot. Not to beat a dead horse, but for the folks who aren't aware of the latest Charlie Kirk news, there's been 294 days since he was last told to shut the fuck up. Hope that helps. Corzin, this is a dolphin fetus. Corzin, do you know that quote? Do you know that quote? Mr. Rads. Oh, we have a MAGA pedophile. Mr. Rads 7130 says, did you enjoy your month? How many years have you been transitioned? I've been transitioned since I fucked your mom. I had to trans my dick right out of her pussy because she had a grip that was tighter than fucking steel. It was like a bear trap. That's how long I've been transitioned. Mr. Rads. Mr. Rads. What's your name? Mr. Rads. Damn it. Mr. Rads 7130. Roasted his ass. MAGA pedophile. Got you. Got your ass. Y'all are worried about us queer people while your economy gets screwed. Yeah, E-queer, this is so perfectly encapsulation, right? So perfectly encapsulation that while I'm here showing that Trump is truly, they want to talk rape, Trump is truly raping the economy. They're getting nothing. Look at this. Kash Patel, though, he's cashing in. Crash Patel is cashing in. They don't call him Cash for nothing. And they're more triggered over this flag than they are over this shit. A 6-figure purchase of stock in a Bitcoin-fueled company that's done business with the Department of Justice. Hey, Mr. Rads, did you get your 6-figure check? Are you just mad because I called you out? Are you just mad because you know that I'm right? It's okay. It's okay, Mr. Rads. Hey, you live in a trailer park, and I want you to know that nothing's going to change because immigrants are just better than you. They speak and type better English. They work harder, and I'm so happy that they're taking your jobs because you know what? By the way that you type, you clearly don't know a fuck about all, and I love that for you. You're so cute. Go on, run along now. But don't you go back to that McDonald's ball pit. I see you, motherfucker. You go back there and I'm calling the fucking CPS so they can arrest your pedo ass. Yeah, and fucking TikTok banned me again. This is so pathetic. Like, every fucking appeal that I do... harassment and bullying, it says. Appeal. I don't know. I wonder if this helps. If I just keep saying everything I do is free speech and you're censoring me, like, will that hit the TikTok algorithm appeal bot? Will that do it? In the end, you'll own nothing but libs and a sheet of cardboard to sleep on. Yeah, they'll own a lot of libs. Sorry about the TikTok ban. That was probably because you read my comment out loud. I'll tone it down. No, I think it looked like because of the roast I was giving that MAGA pedophile that was in my chat. I don't care. Fuck TikTok. I have no fucking purpose for TikTok. Are you carrying the flame? You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right I'm carrying the flame. The flame! I'm carrying the flame, baby. You better get used to it, Ganju. Donald Trump declared making more than 222,000 stock transactions in 2025, according to the Financial Times analysis. His immediate predecessor, Joe Biden, made 13 transactions over 4 years. In his first term, Trump made 517. What's amazing is the actual disconnect within MAGA, where they'll be like, 22,517 in not even 2 years? Yeah, it's totally fine. Yeah, it's totally fine. But Biden is a criminal for doing 13 transactions over 4 years. It's criminal, man. The absolute brainworms that you have to be to not spot the problem, because either all of it's okay or none of it's okay. And here's the other problem. Donald Trump is a career criminal. So these 517 stocks are all insider trading. That's why he's the most successful crypto earner in 2025. It's not because of skill or anything like that. It's Trump is manipulating the stock market. Exactly, eQueer. That's exactly what it is. And you know what, MAGA? You guys get nothing. You got nothing. You're still sitting there in your fucking unwashed, unclean trailer park, and you're still wondering what went wrong in life. Well, maybe it's because you guys keep voting for people who don't give a fuck about you. Fewer people hate their own voters more than Republicans, and believe me, establishment Dems are a very close second. But Republicans literally don't give a shit about you. So here we go. You were talking about manipulating the stock market. Let's hear it from J.D. Couchfucker Vance himself.
So I think what the president has told us to do is use this MOU to sort of refill the world's oil economy, to refill some stocks, and then to see where the hand is.
They're literally admitting to stock manipulation. They're literally admitting to, like, pump and dump schemes. I'm telling you, the first Democrat that runs this in a campaign ad and then says, "Hi, I'm Democrat, blah, blah, blah. And you know what I'm going to do? Prosecute this ugly, bearded, balding bitch the moment I get into office for stock manipulation." J.D. Vance in drag at beer pong party? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Ceasefire talks will continue until 30 seconds after the markets close on Friday. They will resume 30 minutes before market open on Monday, as always. Exactly. It's exactly what happened. But hey, they're seeing through it. People are seeing through it. Look at this. New from New York Times. An outraged Trump ordered his top aides to press Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia to allow the U.S. to use Saudi airspace for Trump's efforts to force open the Strait of Hormuz. Vance, Rubio, Witkoff, and Kushner made separate calls. MBS didn't back down. He had lost confidence in Trump because they know he's a paper tiger. They can see this market manipulation from a mile away. And here's the other thing. MBS and all these other dictators overseas know that all they have to do is be against Trump, and then when it matters, they just fluff him, right? Just fluff him a little bit. Give him a gift. Give him a Trump Tower. Take him golfing if you really want to be discounted version of it. And then Trump they'll be in his good graces again, all over. Oh, the MAGA pedophile Jiggleballs is back. Welcome, Jiggleballs. LOL, bet you Nancy Pelosi was on those calls regarding stocks. Oh, Mr. Jiggleballs, by the way. So, how's your stocks, by the way? Hey, look at all the money Trump is making. You got a piece of this, right? Right, Jiggleballs? That's why you're always in my chat getting fucking roasted and wasting your time bitching about me when Trump is enriching himself. But you're doing great, right? Right? What'd you buy recently? You buy a Lambo? Vacation home in Florida? What'd you buy, Jiggleballs? Go ahead. Are you even still here? Did you leave? No, you're still here. What'd you buy, Jiggleballs? What'd you do with all that crypto money you're making? What'd you do, Jiggleballs? And by the way, if you're saying that Nancy Pelosi is a criminal for doing that, then you understand that Trump is also a criminal for doing that too, right? Haha, how am I MAGA pedophile? Do you not remember me? You were super nice to me my first time on stream Friday. Wait a minute, what? You're here ragging on Nancy Pelosi while Trump and Vance are admitting to market manipulation. What are you talking about? Why are you on their side and then getting mad that I call you out for being on their side? You were drinking, though. Maybe you were hammered. Buddy, you don't know how much I can drink. You're not answering my questions either. See, this is you're giving MAGA. It's giving MAGA. Guys, it's giving MAGA. It's giving MAGA. I'm asking you direct questions, and you're not answering them. You're saying you're on my side, and yet you're using MAGA talking points. Yeah, I ragged on both sides. When did I say I was a Republican? Okay, so going back to your original point about Nancy Pelosi, you're trying to indicate that she's a criminal, right? Stock manipulation, insider trading, whatever you want. That's what you're implying, right? So then, same thing here, right? Right? Can you admit that on chat right now? Let's go. Let's see how honest you are. Trump declared making more than 22,000 stock transactions in 2025. Joe Biden made 13 over 4 years. Trump made 517 over 2. So, Trump is insider trading too, right? Oh my God. Did you leave? Lou said, damn. Okay. All right. Hey, at least you're consistent. If you're consistent, I'll go with it. Why did that trigger you? Dude, do you know how many people say stupid shit in my chat? I don't remember your name because I get a million people going through my chats throughout the week. So yeah, dude, I don't remember your shit talking, okay? So if you come in here and you're immediately yapping on talking points that come from the MAGA pedo party, yeah, I'm going to assume you're a pedophile. I mean, at least you're consistent. I'll give you that. But I mean, hey, if it's a problem, honestly, dude, just leave. Because I don't care. Like, if you want to come into my chat and then start yapping talking points literally from the Trump pedo party, I don't want you here. Straight up. If you want to be consistent in your hatred, fine. Buzz, do you not remember numbering first? But first you said, Mr. Jiggleballs, you're back always. Shit, my chat when I've been here one time. Dude, I can't keep track of everybody. Okay. I'll take it back. I apologize. All right? My bad. I deal with a lot of bullshit in this chat. Just yesterday, I had 5 people threatening to come to my house and kill me. So forgive me if I kind of forget shit sometimes. Especially when... See, here we go. Here's another MAGA pedophile. Eric saying you need to get a life. Like, you see how it's easy to get... Especially your chat came right before his. It's easy to get that shit mixed up. It's wrong. I apologize. It's my bad. I apologize on that. If you truly are here in good faith, my fault. I apologize. And also, see, here's the other thing. This Eric-C9U3N guy, he comes in my chat every single day. Every single day. You need to get a life. And yet, he's the dude in my chat. He's not out there making his own stream. He's not out there making his own career. He's just in my chat. But I need to get a life. Fuck, man. Fuck, man. I'm roasted. Okay, well, again, I appreciate you don't need an apology. My bad. I'll try to remember your name next time. Again, I get people literally sending me death threats on here. So shit gets confused really fast. So, my apologies. Moving on. Where was I? Oh, yes. We get into the GOP L's part of the day. Trump lost his final appeal in the E. Jean Carroll case. The jury's finding that Trump raped her now stands along with a $5 million verdict. Boom! Roasted. A baby formula producer was under criminal investigation after formula was repeatedly linked to the deaths of infants. Boom! Roasted. Trump administration has closed that investigation. I've said this a lot. The Republicans are literal baby killers. It's not even a joke. Republicans are literal baby killers because once RFK Jr. got in charge, what did he do? He revokes a whole bunch of shit that has proven time and time again to keep children safe. And what happened? Children died. They got measles. They got polio. They got smallpox. They got fucking a whole bunch of shit that I can't even pronounce. The Republican Party literally kills children. And then when they don't kill the children, they just rape them. Like Trump does. Look at this guy. That's a pedophile right there. Fuck it. I'll deal with TikTok later. Fuck them. Also, this is just an insane quote. Like, it's real. I thought it was fake.
Now, as I see my two beautiful sons sitting there, I think I'm going to give one to myself, one to them, and we'll have a threesome, okay? Now, as I see my two beautiful sons sitting there, I think I'm going to give one to myself, one to them, and we'll have a threesome.
I can't, like... What is this weird homosexual incest thing in the Republican Party? What is it? Like, Matt Gaetz is a pedophile. We know that. But he also had that kid that he adopted, and then he groomed until he was an adult, and then we've never heard back. Did he end up on Zorro Ranch in a fucking body bag? What happened to that dude? And then you got Mike Johnson admitting that he and his son watch each other's porn intake. And then this. What is this?
Okay. Now, as I see my two beautiful sons sitting there, I think I'm going to give one to myself, one to them, and we'll have a threesome, okay? Now, as I see my two...
What? 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 Corzin, what the fuck? Yeah, I know. E-queer, yeah, it's gross. Steve _Games84 says, LOL, keep hating. So you want Trump to have a little incest homo butt fucking with his two kids? What the fuck? Why do you MAGA pedophiles come into my chat and then you're like, here you are talking shit about the flag, but you're okay with Trump butt fucking his sons? That's worse. What's that quote in The Good Place? It's like, okay, but that's worse. You do understand that's worse, right? God, these guys they can't just be normal. Teddy Roosevelt will have hated him, possibly violently. Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt was kind of a badass. He fucked up a lot of people. People don't know that. What the fuck did I just hear? Varl Crafter? Let's hear it again just to be sure.
Now, as I see my two beautiful sons sitting there, I think I'm going to give one to myself, one to them, and we'll have a threesome, okay?
Pretty soon, Trump is going to be done golfing, and he's going to start skiing. Know what I'm talking about? So, fuck, this is 19 minutes? I don't got time for this shit. That's crazy. Yeah, Varrocrafter, I don't know. Some stuff I can't even comment on because it's just so fucking baffling. Also, how does someone actually get ahead? Like, people like this will say Palestinians are third world people, and then they look like this.
And so, again, we're back to
a literal egg,
which is there are going to be policy efforts to kind of prevent.
You know how there's those videos of dogs like putting an egg in their mouth and trying to put it somewhere? His head looks like a dog would try that on him. Look, literal conehead. Literal fucking conehead. No wonder he was on the list. Yeah, Yep.
AI medicine from happening or robotic medicine from happening, but and so there again we're back to policy questions, which is there are going to be policy efforts to kind of prevent AI medicine from happening or robotic medicine from happening, but the capabilities for sure are going to exist. I mean, Dr. ChatGPT is a better doctor than 99% of doctors. Like it.
Please, MAGA, please, do not trust your doctor. Please, MAGA, do not trust your doctor. Trust your almighty ChatGPT doctor. Please. Please, MAGA. As we have seen, there's never been any instances of people asking ChatGPT for advice on what drugs are okay to mix and then dying from. That's never happened. Never happened. Please, MAGA, always trust Dr. ChatGPT. But if ever a doctor tells you that if a real human doctor tells you that these combinations of medications will hurt you, and Dr. ChatGPT says they will help you, please trust Dr. ChatGPT. Please. 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 Never trust another human doctor again. Only your AI overlords. Please, MAGA. I'm begging you.
People like hate, I don't know, doctors hate when you say it, but like it is true. It is. It just is. It really is. We have all these new companies. We have this company, breaking one of our companies, Open Evidence. That's actually the AI medical service that a lot of the doctors use.
The system that he's talking about literally invents medicine out of wholesale cloth. It comes up with names for shit, and the doctors are reading it like, it wants us to prescribe what? What the fuck? Where do you know what in the fuck is methachlorolacaminoxin? What the fuck is this shit? It apparently cures cancer and is also the thing from The Boys? Are we gonna make people superheroes? What the fuck is this? What is this? To be fair for him, it looks like he's had some really bad doctors. Yeah, now we know why he wants a chat GPT doctor, right? I thought we agreed on no tab. Oh, do you mean tank tops during the week? God. No tab cops. No tab tops. ChatGPT cut out my kidneys, and all I got was this T-shirt. I heard Jesse Waters has a massive schlong like Arnold Palmer. I'm sorry, I don't believe that for a minute. Must be taken rectally. Oh, equeer. Well, have fun with that one.
It's sweeping the medical field, and it's great, by the way. As a patient, you really want this because you want your doctor to have state-of-the-art AI, right, supporting all of their, But by the way, if only to just have all of the information at their fingertips, right, to just like really understand, because no human doctor can possibly read all the medical literature and keep up with it every year, and so even just to be able to know like what the latest results are. I mean, give you an example, just drug interactions, like drug conflicts.
Holy shit, I got a lot of
people when people get sick, they don't over time, especially older people, they don't tend to get sick with just one issue. They tend to have like 3, 5, 7, 10 different things going on. And then they get 3, 7, 10 different kinds of medication that they're supposed to take, and then there are drug interactions, and it's quite complicated. But
yeah, AI has never gone wrong with that.
I think just the fact that Dr. ChatGPT is just so good out of your pocket, I think it's going to kind of force the issue.
Honestly, between this and the MAGA pedo party like refusing, vaccines, swimming in sewage water, like all this shit, I'm telling you, liberals, all you have to do is survive. I'm telling you. Let them play with their ivermectin and their UV dildos. Let them play. Let them drink their, what was that other shit that was supposed to cure COVID? There was also like an ADD med. Let them, please. I'm telling you, when Darwin strikes, just get out of the way. It's all we got to do is survive. So this is a fascinating conversation for Josh fucking Shapiro of all people to be having. Because he's actually on the side of court reform. So if he, as a strictly centrist, baby-killing Zionist establishment hack dem, is now saying Supreme Court reform is needed, we might be moving somewhere positive. I thought you had a filter on it. It does, dude! Look at this! Every freeze frame is bad. This man has no good side. I'm telling you. I don't know how. The reason it's all blurry is because the camera is trying to commit Harry Carey while filming. That's what's happening while looking at this man. It's like looking into the sun. What happens when Dr. AI disagrees with the care suggested by an actual doctor? Do the insurance providers just default to covering only Dr. AI protocols? Well, now you're getting into a whole different legalese questions. Yeah, bro, I don't got a question on that. I know that dude is smart with a brain like that. Should be, yeah.
Yesterday, despite Supreme Court's upholding of birthright citizenship, it appears that the court is just one vote away. It was a 5-4 decision specifically on whether the 14th Amendment enshrined those rights. We now have folks like Vice President J.D. Vance coming out and saying, hey, this isn't over. This is just hanging by a thread, birthright citizenship. It's clear that this conservative movement is planning on continuing this fight. What do you believe Democrats should do if they do regain the majority? Do you think that expanding the court or setting term limits for the court should be on the table?
Oh, shit, I wasn't reading the Instagram chat.
I think everything
Hey, Deb.
needs to be on the table. I think we need radical.
He hates doctors because his head never went to a normal shape after his birth like it was supposed to. Yeah, some kind of scalpel or forceps was involved there, and it did not do well.
Reform that's actually going to ensure that the voices of the people are heard from, that the voices of the people are represented in the three branches of government. We don't have that right now. You know, the framers were incredibly concerned, Madison in particular, about an executive accumulating too much power. We've seen that because this Supreme Court, in one of its worst decisions over the last century, gave a president absolute immunity because a Congress of the United States.
That head needs a hat. Bro looks like a mannequin you would put a wig on when you're not using it. Look at that shit. Look at that. His head is a literal hat holder. Poor gamer. You look at yeah, new haircut. I got it a couple days ago. Thank you for noticing. Damn.
AIDS has withdrawn
nice
from
of you.
its responsibilities to be a check on the executive. We can begin to change that
1985
by
Terrence,
voting.
welcome.
And after we vote, I think we need dramatic reform to give the
Dr.
voice back
Evil.
to the people.
Yeah.
As for the decision yesterday, I mean, it is as clear as day in the 14th Amendment. This case should have taken a nanosecond to decide, and it should have been 9-0.
He is correct here, and this is very positive developments that even the establishment, even a centrist baby-killing hack Zionist like him, is recognizing the threat of the Supreme Court. These are positive things. So I've always said when politicians do the right thing under political pressure, we do need to praise them and keep pushing them. But make sure you make no mistake about it. This is not something he believes in. This is just something that he is doing because of the political wins. So I'll give him kudos, and I still want to primary him, and if he is the nominee, I will not vote for him in 2028.
I gather some of the justices were intimidated by Donald Trump sitting there in the court, staring at them, glaring at them during that decision. And then J.D. Vance comes along and says the quiet part out loud. It's one of the reasons why we have to win the United States Senate and not let them appoint a justice, should there be a vacancy, who would be younger, who would be there for a long time, and be more dangerous when it comes to eviscerating the rights of Americans. So bottom line here is we need real reform in this country. It's got to be people-centered and people-powered, and it's got to come as a result of people rising up, showing up at the ballot box, demanding more from their elected officials, and ushering in a new chapter in this country, one that gets us back to our roots of being more hopeful, more inclusive, and more just.
He's clearly trying to polish up a presidential, like, spiel, right? What do they call it? A stump speech. I mean, good. Kudos. Like, I'll take it. I'll take whatever W's I can get that are going to get the establishment off their fucking ass and actually on the right side of an issue. Now, if he could just take this common sense that he's finally found around the Supreme Court and apply it to fucking Israel, that'd be great. But, you know, I'll take what I can get. Also, we were talking about Charlie Kirk earlier. University of Tennessee at Knoxville reached a $1.9 million settlement with Tamar Sherinian, a former professor who was fired after she criticized Charlie Kirk. Sherinian claimed that the school violated her constitutional rights. This is what I want to see, people. We need to be having more. You have to fight. This is why my lawsuit against my former employer is so important, because we cannot let these Epstein-class criminals who make a career out of trafficking children and then turn around and say that fucking unions are the problem. We cannot let that stand. There needs to be more fighting, and this is beautiful. Oh, Plumber Son, are you triggered by my flag? You triggered by my flag? How many times do you come in here just to do this? Jesus Christ, you people are weird. Okay. So I don't know what this is, but I've got it. Let me just read it. They silenced her. This is an attempt to punish someone who spoke the truth. The bizarre moment at what is this? Emily M. is forced to ask Facebook whistleblower Sarah Wynne Williams to leave the studio. I'm very confused by the caption here, so I want to just see what this is
I'm
about.
going to ask you to leave. I'm going to ask you to leave the studio. This is the lawyer writing to us now. I must ask that you refrain from engaging in any conversation about Meta or Ms. Wynne Williams' book during her appearance on the podcast. I
Why'd you
actually
book
can't
her
believe
then?
I'm saying this, but in order for us to have the conversation now, I'm going to ask you to leave. I'm going to ask you to leave the studio because you can.
I mean, granted, Britain has different laws on defamation and free speech. It's much more, well, free speech is much more restricted there, and defamation is much more loose, for lack of a better term. But what the fuck? This is so creepy.
Cannot be present for the conversation that
Why not just say, hey, let's cut the commercial, let's cut the cameras, and have this conversation backstage? This was clearly meant to be an intimidation tactic by this host. Fuck this person.
we now need to have.
Okay.
Fuck this person. Fuck you guys. What the?
Help us.
You call yourself fucking news agents? And you bow down to a fascist global corporation? Fuck these. These are not journalists. These are stenographers.
Piece
Fuck
together
these people.
now. What the fuck is going on, frankly? Because
oh, now you ask.
This doesn't feel normal.
Yes, the facts of the matter are that Sarah Wynne Williams, a former Facebook executive, wrote an amazing book that is, in my view, an indictment of what some of the policies that Facebook, which started off as a very idealistic company, has turned into as they have.
Facebook started off as a who wants to fuck who, and let's make sure that's all public knowledge. What in the fuck is this lady saying? Oh my God, the bootlicking is insane from people. I can't. I'll never get over it. Try and just say from the river to the sea in the public, you will be arrested. Yeah, we've seen that literally happen. Play it again, please. Which part, poor gamer? Let me finish this, but tell me what part you want to see again, and I'll go back.
Amassed money and power. And Facebook's response to her writing this incredible book, both well written and full of insight from the inside of this powerful company, is that they have said in press releases that she defamed them, but notably, they have never filed a defamation claim.
So
and
why
what
do you
does
kick
that
her
tell
out?
us? That tells us that they don't want to argue a defamation claim because they do not have the goods to prove that she has gotten anything wrong, that she has a single.
Okay, what am I missing here? So she's admitting that she wrote a great book, that she's telling the truth, blah, 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 and then they still asked her to leave. This is the weirdest fucking thing I've seen in a very long time. Smash or pass, very idealistic. Israel must be protected from any criticism. Well, that's the way they feel in the UK, and Israel is a criminal enterprise, so fuck them. This was fucking staged. They got the email long before and wanted to liberate. Yes, exactly, Deb. This was intentional. I fully agree. I don't know if she's in on it, because it looks like she's actually part of her group. But the interviewer, 100%. This was absolutely intended to be an embarrassment, a public embarrassment, to intimidate her and scare her from going forward anymore. You want to hear what the okay? Let's go back to that. Let's see. Okay, so she's fluffing Facebook about when it first started off. So now,
off as a very idealistic company, has turned into as they have amassed money and power. And Facebook's response to her writing this incredible book, both well written and full of insight from the inside of this powerful company, is that they have said in press releases that she defamed them, but notably, they have never filed a defamation claim. And what does that tell us? That tells us that they don't want to argue a defamation claim because they do not have the goods to prove that she has gotten anything wrong.
So why didn't you speak up? Why didn't you walk out also? Jesus, women supporting women, right? They kicked her out to attract an audience due to the scandal of suddenly getting an email of their so-called attorney on air. Yeah, this smacks of just fucking performative bullshit. Some of the truth is about the perception of anything against Israel is anti-Semitic when most criticism is anti-Zionist. Yeah, exactly, Tony Barden. And they have there's a lot of very powerful people, a lot of money, and a lot of militaristic interests involved that are trying to keep that as the status quo that we have to about Israel. And I ain't fucking going with it.
She has a single untruth in her book. If they had one, they would file a defamation claim and they would go after her. Instead, what they've sought to do is to silence her. So we are now in this
bizarre what they just tried to do, and you
situation
sat
with
there.
an empty
You
chair,
sat there.
speaking for Sarah, because she is not allowed to talk about the book. She is not allowed to do interviews about the book. She is not allowed to hold the book. She is not.
Okay, so hold on. So she's saying she wrote a wonderful book. She never said anything untrue, otherwise the company would sue her. So then she also can't do all these promotions for the book. Because I guess her point is that Meta is leaning on these people like her. Is the point of the stunt to show this? To show that this is what happens when she's doing these other things? Is it rigged? I gotta know, is it rigged? I wonder if this is all intentional. This is so weird.
Allowed to be in an airport where the book is on sale.
What?
She is not allowed to be.
Based on who? The fucking thought police? What are we talking about here? What, is she going to take a selfie with her book and they're just going to be like, get out of here? They just pull her out of the airport with fucking one of those vaudeville canes? What the fuck? This is so weird. I don't get it. As the one who has a life partner who is a court reporter, I take issue with the term stenographer. My partner shows no bias and has ethics. I suggest the term mouthpiece. Okay, Corzin, fair. That's a very, very good and fair point, actually. Why are y'all obsessed with hating Trump? Because he's a pedophile that's destroying the country, ADD. That's easy. The empty chair. Because an odious sack of hateful rancid pudding seems better than the options. Kamala, for example. ADD, what's amazing is that Kamala was a horrible candidate, a horrible person, that had the most lukewarm milquetoast policies. And rather than actually you coming in here to debate that, you just say that Trump, who is a literal pedophile in the Epstein files more than anyone else and has driven us into a recession from an economy that was on the upswing, you go straight to that. Kamala campaign on World War III? Yeah, because Donald the Dove, right? Donald the Dove. I'm a dove. Total dove. I never went to war once. Never went to war once. I don't have time for these MAGA pedophiles in my chat. I don't have time for it right now. I got this. This is taking all of my focus and interest right now, okay? Like, I have no time for MAGA pedo bullshit. White women only support white men and women of color to make themselves look good. I mean, that seems to be the fucking case, doesn't it? If you don't, you're part of the problem. Yeah, exactly, Corzin.
Anywhere near the bookstore on her street where there happens to be her book for sale.
This
so what
can't
is
be real.
this? This is an attempt to punish someone who spoke the truth.
How can that be legal? I mean, how can that make sense to say to somebody you can't go to an airport where your book might be sold?
Absurd is one way of putting it. You know, it's shameful.
Okay, this explains absolutely nothing. I'm not getting this. So she's saying she can't go to the airport with the book. She can't post a picture of the book. She can't be in. What? They got a restraining order against her own book? What? This makes no sense. Also, who's going to enforce this? Like, my interpretation of this is they're saying if she's doing these things, you know, interviews for the book, whatever, she'll get sued for defamation, which she even admits they've never actually done because she didn't say anything incorrect. So, is that the consequence then if she were to do one of these things, that Meta would just sue her for defamation? And I mean, if so, like two things. Either one, fine, you don't publish your book and, that's it, you give up. Or two, you fucking fight back. Like, I know it's Meta, it's a massive corporation. But I mean, look, what's more important? Fighting back against this shit? There's huge legal costs to it. I get that. But I think there are other avenues to fighting this if she does go down that road. I'm very curious, like, I get their position, but I need more information. Like, who is going to enforce this against her, and why is she going along with it? I don't know. I'm very confused. You can't spell hatred without a red hat. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Oh, eQueer, you're in the horizontal chat. Okay, I didn't know that. Oh, God. Loki Omada just got in from fist fighting Jews in the streets. What did I miss? What did I miss? What in the fuck are you talking about? I can't tell if this is satire or not. I mean, it's in poor taste if it is. AIPAC goes in every synagogue, church. I mean, I don't personally know about that. I know that AIPAC goes in every fucking politician's office. I don't know about going into synagogues and churches. Yeah, this is weird. Let me, okay, Spokesperson Meta responded with the following statement. This former employee is trying to use the legal process to sell books, which an arbitrator already ruled broke the agreement. I don't believe that for a second. She signed with this company when she accepted a large severance payment years ago. Her book is divorced from reality, disparaging, and riddled with false claims. Fuck the Zucker nerd, read it. So, okay. Wow, they could have included this in the goddamn video. So here's my reading of it, is that, yes, she took a severance payment, which probably involved an NDA, which she probably skirted around just barely to be able to write the book, so that if she goes any further than that, they would slap her with a bunch of suits, take her back to arbitration, revoke her severance payment. That's my interpretation of this. But, like, Jesus Christ, this created more confusion over the issue, which is not what you want to do, than it did understanding of what she is up against. This was so weird. Okay, I'm done on that note. Oh, by the way, so Dan Bingo Bongo Bongino said this. Way past time for a constitutional amendment. This is in response to the Supreme Court ruling in favor of the 14th Amendment and against the Trump regime. He says it's way past time for a constitutional amendment. So he basically wants to undo the 14th Amendment, which brings him to say this. Bongino is an Italian last name, of course. Deport to Italy. So, fun fact about Dan Bongo Bingo Bongino. He was the former assistant or deputy FBI director, I guess the position is. Fun fact about this guy. He blocked me. I forgot he blocked me. I don't even know what I did. I do remember vaguely that he blocked me years ago. Like, I think it might have been during Trump 1.0. But he blocked me. The former deputy director of the FBI, who touts himself as such a free speech absolutist, a macho tough guy who never bows down to anybody, couldn't handle a few tweets from a nobody comedian like me. I want this framed and put on my wall. I'm going to put this on my wall and say, here are Dan Bongino's feelings. And fuck his feelings. This is amazing. I'm so glad I came across this tweet. I'm so glad. Nazis seething over birthright ruling is so funny. Yeah, it's amazing. Nice block. Yeah. I can't. Anyway, on to the Mago Pedo party time. Republican candidate Solomon Pena hired a hitman to slaughter Democratic officials after losing his campaign. I completely forgot about this. I think this was about 2-3 years ago. He's been sentenced to 80 years in prison. A probe by Senator Ossoff has revealed Georgia is home to a large trafficking scheme. The Republican-run foster care system lost track of nearly 2,000 kids over the last 5 years. Gosh, I wonder what a pedophile party that's all made up of people in the Epstein files would do with 2,000 kids they've lost track of. I don't know. You're going to have to get Sherlock Holmes because that mystery is too deep for me. Over 830 Republican officials have been convicted of crime since 2000. Boom! Roasted. TPUSA leader Austin Smith forged hundreds of signatures for his re-election petition. He has been pled guilty to election fraud. Again, everything is projection. Republican pastor who ran a dog rescue was just charged with animal cruelty. Police found dogs living in trash, urine, and feces. I'm sorry, I've said it once and I've said it again. People that do this to animals do not belong on this earth. They do not belong in polite society. We euthanize too many animals and not enough people, and I'm sorry I say that as someone against the death penalty, but I'll make a fucking exception for people like this. This is insane. Look at these fucking dogs. Look at these poor creatures. My God. Moving on. A Republican live streamer masturbated in front of female circus performers at Trump's state fair. He has now been arrested and charged with committing an obscene act. Wow, you know what didn't happen? This at a drag queen story hour. So crazy. You know what didn't happen? This by a trans woman in a woman's restroom. Wow. Crazy. Republican officials starved her dog to death and stuffed its body in a trash can. She has pleaded guilty to animal cruelty. No, bitch, I want to see your fucking face. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck these MAGA pedos. Meet Dr. Jason White, a Lubbock, Texas dentist and child molester who made his Trump support his entire personality is now rotting in a federal prison for horrific crimes. White took a plea deal in September 2021, admitting he sexually abused multiple underage boys over several years and produced child sexual abuse material of his victims. It makes me go full Hank Hill, like, boo! A federal judge sentenced him to 30 years. Being a privileged MAGA cultist, White appealed his sentence to the U.S. Court of Appeals, arguing the federal regulation of his crimes was unconstitutional under the Commerce Clause? Wow! Talk about a Hail Mary far-fetched legal theory. His own attorneys conceded that the current state of the law does not unambiguously support his position. The court... That's poorly written. And denied the appeal. Of course, he used right libertarian philosophy to try to get away with abusing kids. Oh, and while White was awaiting trial, a civil lawsuit alleged that his boyfriend and sister scrambled to shield his oil, gas, and real estate assets from his victims by forming a shell company, JRBT Holdings, LLC, just 4 days after his arrest. Attorneys argued the entity was created for the sole purpose of shielding White's valuable assets from the claims of creditors, i.e. the children he abused. These people never cease... They're supposed to say cease to find new lows. Typical that he has a Christian iconography in his profile. Yep. 52-year-old Texas Trump supporter Thomas Leonard, Arcoma, Oklahoma school teacher, former police chief, devout church member, and prolific poster of Bible memes and pro-Trump rants has been arrested on child sex crime charges. Leonard was arrested Friday after the LaFleur County District Court issued a warrant charging him with 8 counts of lewd or indecent acts to a child under 16, per the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. Back in 2020-23, multiple students at Arcoma Public Schools came forward saying Leonard made inappropriate contact with them. The district placed him on administrative leave. The Arcoma Police Department, the department he used to run, asked OSBI to investigate. So hold on. This guy used to be a cop who then became a teacher and wanted the police department that he used to run investigate him. That's insane. After a lengthy probe, OSBI got the warrant on June 26, 2026. Leonard turned himself... Wow, this is fucking recent. Leonard turned himself in that evening and was booked into LaFleur County Jail. This is a man who has spent years lecturing strangers about Christian values, posting, "I'm a gun-toting, Bible-quoting Southern gentleman," and sneering the liberals are the ones who are mentally ill. He mocked people for thinking there are more than 2 genders. He shared memes about Resurrection Day. He called himself the reason Obama has never been in Oklahoma. Now he's facing 8 felony counts involving a child. This is the pattern every single time. The loudest family values crusaders are usually the ones hiding the most horrific secrets. Given Leonard is not a drag queen, trans, gay, or an immigrant, and is instead the conservative Christian usual suspect, national outrage over this case is unlikely. Share this and make sure all child predators get the attention they deserve. So this is exactly why every MAGA that comes into my chat and starts talking about Christian values, calling liberals mentally ill, and shit like this, saying there's only more than 2 genders, I just assume they're a pedophile. Because this is not a one-off. This shit keeps happening. Every single MAGA that says the same shit in my chat ends up on a fucking sex offender registry list. So that's why I assume. I don't pull punches. I just straight up fucking go there. Because again, why are we not? Why are we just giving these people the benefit of the doubt? Why are we not going for the jugular when they are literally trying to dismantle democracy? They support an actual pedophile like Donald Trump, who's in the Epstein files more than anyone else, and then they come into my chat to yap about the flag. Why do we tolerate this? Why do we treat it as if it's normal? Why do we continuously just roll over to talk about, oh, but the flag is not that? No, fuck it, they're pedophiles. Because they're yapping and saying the same shit that all these mega pedophiles say. Just go there. I do. I'm tired of fucking leaning against the argument. These people are creeps, and we should start treating them as such. We should give them no fucking quarter. Because I don't want them playing their goddamn video games. All right, I'm trying to pull up... Okay, these two are good. Let me see. These two are good. Want to pull up some Instagram vids. Okay, here we go. I love this music too, by the way.
Can you hold the fucking light straight?
Oh, he's all dressed up. This is one of my favorite things ever when they put booties on the dogs.
He's gone. What the fuck?
What the fuck? Are they doing a mammogram for the dog? They just have this total vacant expression. Aww. He's gonna bark, isn't he?
I'm a little stressful. I don't sense no stress. I'm stressed.
So a reminder, these are the kind of animals that Republicans abuse. Fuck them. They don't belong on this earth.
What are you doing?
My favorite is when they get so scared they fall. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of my favorite content on Instagram, and I would absolutely hate it if this happened to me. And it's also a very bad idea because people have tried this to me, and I immediately start swinging. I've punched one or two friends for trying to scare me for shit like this. It's not a good idea for me, but God, I love it when it happens to other people. I know that's bad of me, but fuck, it's funny.
Hello?
That's also one of my favorites, when the person trying to scare someone else is the person that gets scared. I love that.
Yo tenía entendido que íbamos. ¡Idiota! ¡Ya,
She was ready to throw down. She was ready to throw down. All right, I have done a super way too long stream. Is anybody even still in the chat? Let me see. Oh, there are a few. Thank you. Thank you all for the support. Please make sure to like and subscribe, as always. Until next time. You're entering another dimension. Oops. Press the wrong button. Stop virtual camera. There we go.